The president is raising the stakes for trade talks with China that resumed today in Washington. At last night's rally, he repeated a threat to raise tariffs on Chinese goods if there is no deal, and he accused China of pulling back on promises and putting those talks in jeopardy.
They broke the deal. They can't do that, so they'll be paying. If we don't make the deal, nothing wrong with taking in over $100 billion a year.
China said overnight it will retaliate for any tariff increase if there's no deal. The trade conflict could cost U.S. consumers billions.
We have breaking news from the Vatican. Pope Francis has issued a groundbreaking new law to combat sex abuse in the church. Starting next month, all priests and nuns will be required to report abuse and cover-ups, including those of their superiors, to church authorities. Seth Doane is in Alba, Italy, with the historic push for reform. Seth, good morning. This is big.
This is big. Good morning. These are the most concrete steps that we have seen so far coming from the Vatican following that landmark sex abuse summit they had on clerical sex abuse back in February. Today's sweeping guidelines cover the issues of sexual abuse of minors, child pornography, and importantly, the abuse of power, which would apply to a seminarian or a nun. Significantly, the guidelines address the issue of covering up abuse and require all priests and nuns to promptly report it. The protocols are also global, applying to the entire church. Pope Francis is mandating every diocese must establish an office to deal with abuse and to develop a way for people to easily and confidentially report it. It lays out clear procedures, timeframes, responsibilities, and puts the onus on the Vatican to respond quickly. The church investigations put the Archbishop in charge, but remember former Cardinal Theodore McCarrick held that office, and he was dismissed from the priesthood for sexual misconduct. So now there are new guidelines to bypass that office if necessary. Now, notably, it does not mandate lay involvement. That is the involvement of Catholics outside of the church hierarchy. But it does leave up to each individual diocese the ability to involve lay people if they are so interested. Gayle?
Seth Doane reporting from Italy. Thank you.